To me, it was a normal thing. It was this instant pleasure you're chasing. There was a stage where I watched it 4 or 5 times a day. It affected my relationship with women. Your idea of sex and reality starts getting warped.
Pornography, porn, or porno for short, is material that depicts nudity or sexual acts for the purpose of sexual stimulation.
I'm Dylan, I'm 27, and I started watching porn at the age of 7.
Excessive pornography use is recognized as a compulsive sexual behavior disorder. It describes a persistent failure to control intense, repetitive sexual impulses or urges resulting in repetitive sexual behavior, despite negative consequences.
Black girl, baby, we're a unit.
I came from a broken background. In my primary school years, my parents split up. I would say the porn thing started with walking in on my mother having sexual activities with men, and I would find DVDs of my mother's. It kind of triggered something in me.
Seeing porn at a young age can harm mental health, encourage sexism, and lead to unhealthy attitudes towards relationships. Viewing abusive pornography may lead children to accept harmful behavior as normal.
It was this instant pleasure you're chasing. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Watching porn can trigger the release of dopamine. That's a brain chemical linked to pleasure and anticipation. It motivates us to repeat enjoyable actions. According to a study, more than 2/3 of South Africa's youth have been exposed to online pornography.
In high school, I would have the instant access to computers and phones, and it basically escalated. Seeing a woman in public walking with short skirts would trigger you. There were times where I did about 4 or 5 times a day, because in your head afterwards, like, all the stress has been relieved.
Pornography can put you in a flow state that makes you lose track of time. The highly stimulating visuals, repetitive structure, and constant novelty feel rewarding. Pornography is often a kind of coping mechanism. This increases its addiction potential.
The agreement between my mother and my dad was that I would go to my dad in high school, but in this time he wasn't in a position to look after me due to his drinking. So a family friend, uncle of his, kind of took me from him and raised me. My adopted dad viewed women as lower than men. He viewed them as selfish.
So I've known him about 3 years, I would say. He's a great guy, but I obviously noticed that he didn't respect women. He was almost emotionless. And I used to remember asking him, like, you know, you getting intimate with someone, do you not feel anything? And he was like, no.
Every time I'm in a relationship, I'm not getting the fulfillment I seek. And the way I'm acting things, it's disgusting me. And I am hiding my porn habits, becoming dishonest. You kind of feel like a creep at the end of the day.
Over time, excessive consumption might dull the brain's reward center. That could make less intense experiences, like intimacy with a partner, feel less rewarding.
The problem with porn is it causes unrealistic expectations. The more you get hooked to it, the more normal sex doesn't satisfy anymore. It just puts you into this dark hole where you need this instant gratification, like more and more and more and more. It fogs your brain, it makes you depressed. You're living in this fantasy world that does not exist. I started finding a love for dark humor. I would wake up with 30,000 followers the next day. And your jokes become worse and worse and more serious. At the time, I didn't realize it. The type of jokes that intrigued me, that I kind of wanted to recreate, were kind of like deep-rooted issues. This one morning, I went on TikTok and I got a prophetic message saying that, God can change your heart. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try this. I have nothing to lose at the end of that. That was kind of the turning point for me. My conception of love changed. I started getting answers about my mother. I had breakthroughs with my dad.
Yes, keep up the large though, still the brandy or the...
It does make me feel vulnerable talking about this, but millions and millions of men, even women, struggle with lust and this problem, and it's like any other addiction. You're avoiding what's actually going on with you. I know exactly how hard it is to get out of the cycle, but I'm in a healing journey now.